Yo soy Joanna. You asked me to come and be with you, and your first question is, who am I? That is the hardest question anybody can ask. I thought maybe you were interested in that I am almost 70 years old. I worked at McKinsey & Company for about 32 years. I've been a senior partner there for as long as I can remember. But then I thought a little bit more. And I think what I need to tell you is this. I am a very small piece of the universe, exactly as you are too. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this session with you. I started research back in 2004, and I had a very selfish reason. I was a senior partner in a global consulting firm. I had a beautiful apartment, a farm. Yeah, we had cows, donkeys, chickens, sheep, goats, even some swans. And I have two beautiful daughters and a husband I love very much. But I was waking up every day unhappy. And I know what you're thinking. How could I be unhappy? I had everything that I wanted. I was successful at work. And yet I woke up feeling invisible and feeling like nobody heard me. And that's how the research started, because I wanted to be heard. And my husband suggested that I go and find people from all over the world who were leaders and talk to them to get answers. I felt like I was missing something vital. And if I could find what these people had, and they were women just like me, then I could get it from them. I could put it in a bottle, drink it up, and then, I would be whole. I would be okay. So that's what I did. I interviewed women leaders from all over the world. Did I go to Mexico back then? I don't think so, but I interviewed women from South America and Australia and India and China and France and Norway and Spain and you name it. I was there across the world. And you know what I found? I found something really shocking. I found that I loved every one of these leaders so much. And I saw that she had flaws. I saw that she was imperfect, but I loved her anyway. I admired her anyway. And why, when I was looking at myself, I saw only flaws. I saw only imperfection. I wasn't missing anything other than self-acceptance, which self-acceptance also goes hand in glove with self-kindness and self-love. Not selfish at all, because when you love yourself, then you have greater capacity to love everybody around you. This is what women leaders were bringing to the office. And this is the message that deep, deep down, as a tiny nanoparticle of the universe, I bring to you. Now, what is centered leadership? Centered leadership is 5 capabilities that make good managers great leaders. And frankly, men and women, everybody can do these things. You can do these things. You don't have to be 70 years old. You don't have to be the head of a company. You don't have to be someone who has thousands of followers. You can be a 22-year-old with one friend and be a leader. There are all kinds of leaders in this world. So what are these 5 capabilities? In a nutshell, meaning, starting with strength and values and purpose. Framing and learning to reframe, which really is a complicated way of saying, accept all the emotions, accept all the fear, welcome it in, and learn to work with it, to reframe and learn from every situation. Connecting, not just having a big social network. And I'm not talking about being on TikTok with millions of followers. I'm talking about the kind of connection that happens when you see, hear the other person and honor them for who they are. Those connections matter in the workplace. The 4th one is engaging, taking risk. You grow when you take risk. Not bet the farm risk, but small risks, one after the other, is how we grow. You have to take action to get somewhere, have to make decisions to get somewhere, do it collaboratively. And finally, energy. Energy is bringing positive emotion, which includes positive energy, to the workplace. When you bring it to the workplace, you use your own up. So you got to learn to recover, to replenish. That's what energizing is all about. Meaning, framing, connecting, engaging, and energizing. That's centered leadership in a nutshell. So who cares about centered leadership? Why should you care? You're gonna graduate and go out into this world. What does this have to do with you? For me, it was life-changing. I told you that I learned that I was missing nothing except self-acceptance, which I had to work on. That's not an easy thing to get. But why don't you start working on that at your age so you don't get to be 50 and 60 without it? What's in it for you? A lot of people are going to give you a lot of advice, and most of it's going to be bullshit. I'm just being honest with you, the way I see it. The only advice I think I can give you is to learn. Learning doesn't stop when you leave school. Everything that happens to you every day is a possibility for learning and growing and helping others. When you learn and grow and help others, you are making a difference in the world, whether you can feel it in the moment or not. And if you just do that week in, week out, taking time to rest, taking time to fill back up, you will do magical things in this world. And if you're lucky, you'll make a connection with a person who loves you and who you really love. And it turns out that that is the greatest source of happiness that we human beings can ever experience. And if it takes you a year or it takes you 50 years, it won't matter. Because when you have that, you've got it all. I know you'll get there. You'll get there. And I'm excited for the world that you will create. Thank God you're here. Another nanoparticle of the universe. Gracias.